Standing out amongst all the noise on Twitter to find your film's audience can be hard, so make it easy with this super underutilized tool. Hello film dudes and dudettes, it's Nick from I Be a Film Dude here, bringing you another video about filmmaking in the digital era. Twitter, I love the platform, I use it every single day. But there's a problem because when you're starting out growing your filmmaking brand or even trying to promote your film, where do you even start on Twitter when there are over 500 million tweets sent every single day on the platform? Crazy. Well, thankfully, the solution lies in the problem itself. You can actually use those 500 million tweets sent a day to hone in and find your audience. So people will publish their thoughts, opinions, their rants, and also the content that they like and they want to share on Twitter itself. And so using Twitter as a way to interact with people rather than just continuously push out your film or your message or your production company, having an interaction with them is the way to actually gain their interest and start building that following on Twitter. So how do you actually find those people who may have an interest in what it is you do or the film you're making? Well, thankfully, Twitter is one of the few social platforms to not only have a search function, but a specialized search function that enables you to really hone in on the information that's put out there via something called search modifiers. So what do I actually mean by that? Well, let's say you're making a film about zombies. Okay, probably not the most niche related genre ever, but it is an extremely popular genre, and that means people will be talking about it on Twitter somewhere. So getting in and searching for hashtag zombies or even just the phrase zombie itself will give you a plethora of results. Now notice that most of these tweets, if we did a search like that, is going to be about sharing content or people sharing content either for themselves or for someone else. By modifying my search, I can find within all that noise a tweet that I can actually interact with. So within our search, let's add a question mark. This is how people obviously would start to ask questions about what might be the subject area you're making a film about. By adding in your search term and a space and then your question mark, you're going to get in your results zombie and people asking a question in their tweet. A good start, but there is still a crazy amount of info here. So let's focus on just the English results because I'm not actually intelligent enough to learn a second language. Now let's get super focused and remove the tweets that have links in. These are tweets that usually contain someone else's content. As you can see, now we're focusing on text-only tweets and we're really starting to hone in on our search. So let's now remove replies so that we know we're only getting original tweets. And finally, if you want to go super microscopic, you can even filter by location if users have enabled their geotagging on their tweets, and you can even find people near to you who have tweeted about that search term without any links that have a question mark in. It's crazy accurate. Now don't worry if you're wondering the exact search term I use on Twitter or the iteration I use every day on Twitter, I put it in the description below, so check that out. And if you're interested in actually knowing what kind of search modifiers you can actually use on Twitter, because there are probably hundreds, I've actually included a link to a blog post again in the description below. Now there is still a fair bit of work to do to dig through those results after you've applied all those search modifiers to find a tweet that you can actually interact with. But remember this, you've just actually dissected out of the entire Twitter platform a tweet that someone has put out there related to the subject or area of filmmaking that you're currently interested in or you're making a film about. They have an inquiry, they have an interest in it, and you are there to help flame that interest or answer that question. No one else has. How powerful do you think that can be? Once you've actually found your results, what you do with them is entirely up to you. You could research and find people who are tweeting a lot about this subject matter and form an influencers list so that down the track you can engage with them to actually continuously help retweet your content or actually get your film and video out there on your behalf because they are super interested in the film and what you are doing. You can actually look to simply hit people with the video you've got already. I've done that a few times. Or you can take my approach and really start to have those conversations with people. I've started to build up some very strong and engaged followers simply because I've taken the time to have a conversation with them on Twitter rather than smash them in the face with my content. Now, unfortunately, there's no shortcut to growing your audience on Twitter. It takes time and it takes a hell lot of effort. But engaging on Twitter this way puts your project or you, the filmmaker, and your brand in front of people who would otherwise have no idea you existed. So get out there and start searching. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give me a like below. I would really appreciate it. And I'd be really interested to know, what are you interested in searching on Twitter? How do you want to go growing your audience on Twitter? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you have any questions about the video you've just watched, again, let me know in the comments below and I'll help you out. Thanks, guys.